Hey, how's it going, everyone? Going live. If you have a comment, just post it in the live chat. I'll be able to see you. Let's do this real quick. I'm at work, so I could get interrupted. So let's get on with it. Start off with the dollar. I changed up the sequence a little bit, took off some stocks. I don't try to make these videos a little bit quicker. I took off what was it? Shanghai Exchange 10-year note, steel, and a couple others, I think. Just trying to tighten it up a little bit. So starting off with the dollar on the daily, we had a nice reverse head and shoulders over here, got rejected and broke down. Since the breakdown came into resistance, but now I'm looking at a double bottom. So I got a double bottom. First a reverse head and shoulders bottom pattern, now a double bottom, a W. And it's got a nice little curve going on, so I expect this to come back into resistance at 96.5 or so. Resistance is previous lows. So there we go. Look at the S&P. Looks like it wants to go higher. I got a 2-bar pattern, crossed over the 8, back under the 8, closing at or near the 8 for support, and then the next day gapping over resistance and doing a run. So take out this top and we'll call it a day. Something to do with hyperinflation, I think. Imagine all those pensions. I think there's four states on the chopping block for pensions. Chicago just raised income tax by 32%. This whole pump and dump is a scam. Not sure what to think other than the fact that it's got to be hyperinflation getting out of control. The Fed's trying to tighten it up and it's failing. The market should have turned over. We're not out of the woods yet. It's got to take out that double top or the 2-bar pattern at the top here. But nice gap over resistance. And it looks like, let's see where we end up on Friday. If it closes the double top on Friday, then we're still in the game for a dump. But all the retail stores closing, all the hoopla. It's not a good economy, but this S&P and Dow keep wanting to go up. Just absolutely retarded. Fake. The VIX took a dump, according to the S&P rise. Dow Jones coming out of that pattern. Same thing. Looks like it wants to take another leg up. So you just take the pattern, take a leg up. Let's watch for previous high breaks. See how we close on Friday for a double top. Could happen. Tomorrow's Friday. NASDAQ on a daily, saved by the bell. 3-bar pattern over resistance, came back into support just slightly and just gap and ran. Still at a lower high though. Still lower highs. But we could have a left shoulder, head, right shoulder come in for a reverse head and shoulders at a top. So we'll have to talk about that if it happens. Crude, still working it. Had the V bottom, had the opposing point. Look for previous high breaks up and over that 50 mark. Get this thing rolling again. And overall, the bigger pattern is the reverse head and shoulders, and that right shoulder shook everybody out. Even the media was telling everyone to watch out below. but saved by the bell again and again and again. Let's do some gold. Doesn't look like gold is coming into the measured move to the bottom here. Not the measured move, the natural course of return back into support. What we have here is a reverse head and shoulders forming. Yesterday closed an inverted hammer right over the 8. So let's take out that inverted hammer over the top side, and then we can talk about getting this thing rolling. And again, hammer here, inverted hammer here. I got the left shoulder, head, right shoulder coming in. Watch that right shoulder as it wants to just take everybody out for a slingshot move. Silver's not doing too good, but it is hanging above support. The flash crash, which was it? It's a 50,000 contracts. Was that what it was? I think each contract 5,000 ounces or something crazy. But it's holding support. It got rejected by the 8, closing on its lows yesterday. So far, we're opening up, making a double bottom. But that can easily be taken out. Closing on its lows yesterday. Does not feel good. But like I said before, I'm going to keep buying physical silver on the way down. If it wants to go lower, come on in. I'm going to back the truck up. There's no way I would have got that low. But it's holding previous lows. If it breaks previous lows, watch for a measured move on the down. And I'll have to take a look at the longer term for that measured move. You can see the left head, right shoulder, and that right shoulder just swinging down for a slingshot. I'm still waiting for that slingshot to move. But we got support at previous lows, 1525, 15, previous low 1425, 14. So we got plenty of room to come in. If it breaks 13 and below, then I'll have to change my attitude. But someone mentioned that this could be a head and shoulders top as well. But I don't buy it because of the longer term trend. The trend has to be taken out. Copper. Copper went into resistance, double barred it, came back into support. Now I got a double top working with a lower high. It needs to break across that previous high, get this thing rolling. Looks like it's coming on in to gather its legs again. Gather its legs, gather its legs. See what we can do. Nice stair step into support, but we got to take out this double top on the way up. 270 and above. Got to get above previous highs for momentum reasons. Otherwise, it's just going to fall over. GDX, we had a turn in the market on Monday or Tuesday, whatever it was. And now the opposing point's coming in. Make sure we hold support. Make sure we hold support. Coming across the 8 into the 13, back into the 8. The only thing I don't like about this is closing on its lows. So watch the open tomorrow. If it opens at and above, then we can try to take out that 13. If not, watch out below and hold support on the way in. It could just very nicely come back into support where it should have gone before it turned here. GDXJ. Nice 2-bar reversal, nice hammer after that. It'll gap over the 8, back into support. Let's make sure support holds. for the opposing points. JNUX group gearing up for something. Came all the way back into support. Got rejected so far. So this could be a higher low. It could gap and take everything down with it. This very well could be a bearish pattern into resistance. Little bearish flag into resistance and then dropping off. But I like this 2-bar pattern, the same as this 2-bar pattern. Up and over, got rejected there. But a 2-bar pattern here, who's going to win? This whipsaw or this 2-bar pattern? Make sure support holds. They're just holding it down as long as possible so the dollar looks good, I think. Make sure that 2-bar pattern holds. Right now it's holding support at the 8, but it's closing on its lows, meaning that momentum might carry in the morning. Gold silver average looks like over the weekend was the best buy so far for silver. 77.56. Looks like it came into support and popped. Watch this come into support a little bit more. Watch for previous high breaks. Could be the best buy-in season of silver ever. Got to beat 83 though. 80, let's call it 84. Would be nice. Someone wanted to see Tahoe. Eek. Tahoe gap down hard. That's a head and shoulders top over the support line. So that was your big incline clue there. And then it broke down. The pattern was broken there. But you could see the head and shoulders top over the support line. And then a breakdown. And that break was drastic. Look for bearish retracement back into resistance. Tahoe, no good. That is not a good drop off. Let's take a longer look. See what's going on here. It's just horrible. It's in no man's land. We got no support down here. That's horrible. HL in there, no problem. Cat, okay. Trying to make it a quick one though. Make sure I don't get interrupted at work. So Tahoe, no good. Watch for a bearish retracement if you want to get out of this thing. The bearish retracement is going to come back into resistance. Where that resistance is, where it's going to hold it down is probably in and around 7. So hopefully this will cover that gap back into resistance. The only reason why I say that is because look how far away the averages are from price. That's I call it the price elasticity. Whenever price gets away from the averages, it always swings back into those averages. And the 8 and the 13 are perfect for that. Typically the 8 though. I always use the 8 for that stuff. So there you go. That's a weekly chart. That could take a couple weeks to come back in, a few weeks at least. But that gap and U curve, watch it come into previous high breaks from 6 into 7 where previous lows are. That got blasted. USLV, another one hanging in there. I got a bullish piercing pattern into resistance, backing off a little bit. That's the opposing point coming in. Let's make sure we hold support for a trend. CLF, watch the previous high breaks as it's coming over the 34 back into support. Nice hammer. Broke that hammer on the upside, broke previous breaks, came back into support and bounce. Watch for previous side breaks for it to run. Momentum is carrying on that one. AG held support on a whipsaw. And then it came into resistance, making a nice falling star. That's supposed to be an inverted hammer over support, but that did not hold. Support did not hold, it came through. We've got support there if you needed to get out. But it's got support still inside that pattern. Trade outside the pattern, I guess. These things ain't taking forever. Poor miners. NAK came into resistance on that 34, came back into support. It's building very nicely. Nice 3-bar pattern over support. Into resistance, back into support. For that opposing point. Watch for previous side breaks. Take a ride over the 34. URA. Nice previous high break coming. That could be a nice little one right there. It's not little, but URA is bullish. UEC hit resistance, came back into support, gathering its legs. Now this could come all the way back in if it needs to, but watch previous highs for support. If it breaks previous highs, watch it come in all the way through the range. Holding that 8 is key. If it can hold that 8 all the way up, it's bound to break. But it looks like a triple top here. Looks like it's going to have to come back in, gather its legs. Wherever this support holds, in and around that range there. Hold previous highs. If it doesn't, watch the previous lows over there, where the 34 is. URRE. That's going to be a nice one as well. URA and URRE. Nice pop, came into support, doubled back. Watch a previous high break. Nice hammer over support. That could be a nice runner. Last time we went to $4 in the last run. Bam. That was a nice run. It's getting ready. It's right there. Let's look at some Bitcoin. ETH. Let's look at Bitcoin first. Bitcoin, it's breaking down the head and shoulders top. So watch for Bitcoin to come back into previous high, previous low area, which is 18. I think it can ride that range down into 16. If that doesn't hold, it's going to come all the way down into the previous breaks. So let's keep an eye on that. Ethereum. Now, the only thing I can help on Ethereum is that weekly chart, the 2-bar pattern. It ran hard and fast, too hard in fact. And on the weekly chart, it had a 2-bar pattern. I mentioned that a long, long time ago. And then it broke previous lows, broke the 8, momentum is lost. It's bouncing off the 13. It could be saved by the bell, but watch it come back into previous high breaks, just 6-0 or so. And quite ultimately, it could come all the way back into the 34. But right now, for the week, it's closing a hammer. BCN, I'm trading this all the time. Broke out at 4, moved all the way up, and I traded it in here. It fell past the 8, so I lost it. And then I caught the bounce. It was a 100% bounce almost. So I'm trading it still. Boom. Had a nice move here, came into support. I'm waiting for this to settle out and to keep on moving. Apple, no breakdown for Apple, so don't curse me when you when you're holding on to this thing, when I told you to short it, it broke previous highs. So you should not be short. Nice J curve, came across, busted it. Don't yell at me when you hold this and it breaks out. The support line did not break down. So you should not be in that trade. Google, same thing, saved by the bell. 2-bar pattern over the 8, over the 13, back in. Saved by the bell. The only thing I'm looking at is this still, we have lower highs. And for a weekly close, this still has a double top. And no matter where that goes at the end of the week, it's still going to be a lower high. I don't think it's going to bust out of 152. So I'm still bearish on it. It just got saved by the bell. If anything, you should have waited for the breakdown before you put the trade in. Previous low breaks. So KAT, is that Caterpillar? No. Okay. Let's try to find Canadian, huh? Oh, there we go. Cat F. Foreign style. And then HL. Hekla. Let's look at cat too. All right, they're the same. Just different price. So the foreign led Katanga mining. Daily chart's just showing a big burst of momentum breaking previous highs. Let's look at a longer view. Looks like this thing's just started getting going. Watch for any kind of pullbacks into support. Previous lows are your resistance. So it's coming into resistance. I imagine the dollar is going to be a nice emotional spot. I got a double top here coming into previous low area. It's coming into resistance now. Watch it as it comes into the next line of resistance at $1. The dollar is important because it's very emotional. So if it hits $1, it's a pretty good run. I would not complain so far as it is. Previous high breaks at 60. No, 49, 50, and then ran it up to 80. Is this a log? No. My scale's all screwed up, it seems like. Yeah, taking out that double top right there. After it broke this 3-bar pattern here, came into a double top, came into support. That break of that double top right there was the key. That's when they let it rip. Looks good. Well, watch for any double tops. Watch it come in back into support and maybe buy it back. Thinking maybe all the way to $1. Hekla Mining, nice inverted hammer over support. Make sure you hold support. Otherwise, that's going to turn nasty. Coming across that 34 for a measured move. Hekla Mining. Make sure you hold support on Hekla. Looks good. Could be a double bottom. Nice inverted hammer over support. Nice hammer before that. Nice hammer, inverted hammer, the topsy-turviness of it. It looks bullish to me. But watch previous low breaks. Keep your trade here It's good to buy into support, but watch it break down. If it breaks down, you know you made a mistake. That's the benefit of buying into support. But anywho's, appreciate everyone. I've been real busy, so I haven't been trading too much. But I am trading the Bitcoins, and it's kind of like a full-time job, that in and itself, because it's 24/7. And I don't take Saturdays off anymore. It's just constantly trading. The madness. But anyways, thanks for everyone for stopping in. I'll talk to you soon.